Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of habits. Today, doing another beer for Barley Wember. You might have seen some other videos and you might already seen another variant of this beer. Why I do not mention it, because I failed to mention it, because I'm trying to pre-shoot some videos for Barley Wember because I want to support the whole idea of Barley Wember, where you put an emphasis on the majestic beer that is the barley wine. Danish beer bloggers have done this for a few years and they've really done a great job of pushing the style, I think. I think barley wine is one of my all-time favorite styles, especially when it's barrel aged. And I've got loads in the cellar, so we just need to crack some over the next few months so we can crack on with loads of awesome barrel aged beer throughout the month of November. And I got some really fucking good shit lying around, so this will be fun. The first one, maybe the first or somewhere down the line, was A Deal with the Devil, aged in Basil Hayden bourbon barrels for 48 months in collaboration with Tired Hands. So Anchorage and Tired Hands, but it's basically A Deal with the Devil brewed at Tired Hands, and then it's a single barrel released aged for 48 months, which is an obscene amount of time. 10, 12, 4, 2, 4, 6, 4 years in the barrel, which is nuts. So I guess they've done this project 4 years ago, started it, and then they've done a lot of different iterations of the beer. Because there's been a few iterations of A Deal with the Devil where they've done like the packs of different barrels and stuff. Like right now, the double oaking is Gabe's doing a lot in Anchorage, which is just like marvelous. But prior to that, there was a lot of the different single barrel releases that I think was just like one barrel and set amount of time. I think they've done cognac and like all kinds of stuff. And I've been lucky enough to try, was it batch 1 or 2 actually, back in the day. And the fun thing is like the whole addition of Galaxy hops was part of this profile. I think actually I was one of the very first batches with Brettanomyces, but the beer was so strong and stuff like that. Like it just never caught on. I can't remember how the story goes, but also doesn't matter. The first one was Basil Hayden from the Tired Hands collaborations. This one is Jamaican Rum barrels, also 48 months. So I got this beer from Beerdome, so thanks to the Beerdome for the beer. This was a big part of Beerdome's American release, where they got loads of A Deal with the Devil variants. They got like these 3, and then they got, I think, triple and double oaked, which was insane. So thanks to Beerdome. These beers, I think, are pretty much gone by now, so you've got to be quick when they get these. But check them out. Link for the shop is down below. Follow them. Follow their Untappd page if you want to see when stuff's released, like notification-wise, so you can get on it. Because this stuff sells out really quickly. I don't think I've ever had A Deal with the Devil, but I do like rum barrels. I mean, they can be nice. So let's see how it is. So it pours a very similar color to the bourbon, Basil Hayden. I think maybe this one is a little bit more reddish hued. It doesn't have the same dark notes, which is probably due to it being in rum barrels. I'm not sure how the charring is in a rum barrel, but when you age in a bourbon barrel, there's charred wood. It will actually lend a little bit of color to a beer. But it looks like a massive beer. The head that was there is a bit like beige, but it fizzed out quite quickly. Let's check out the aroma on this one. Oh yeah, so it totally is the same deal as the Basil Hayden's. It's so intense on old oxidative nuances. And that's why I think double oaking or blending with barrels are just like the way to go, because you can get this and not only this, also bright young barrel flavor. Like it is so pruny, raisiny, figgy, rum. Like it smells like just like a huge glass of rum soaked raisins. Like it doesn't have as much, it does have like porty nuances. You can clearly smell that it's a different barrel than the bourbon one, but it is, drenched in everything that is like date figgy, like really like oxidative. It also goes into those sherry tones. It's so much raisin on this one. Are you kidding me? Good amount of vanilla. I usually don't get too much vanilla from rum barrels, but it's mostly like molasses, caramel, toffee nuances, lots of these aged characteristics, a bit of leather to it as well. It's so raisiny, so figgy. Molassesy, loads of molasses. More so, like the other one had touches of it, but this is even more powerful on molasses, compared to the Basil Hayden. But yeah, smells awesome. Let's give it a taste. And thanks to Beerdome for the beer. Surprisingly savory. Surprisingly savory. Ooh, it's warming. It's fuming. It's a big beer. 14%. Was it 14 or was it stronger? I think it was 14. It doesn't say. I think it was 14. So I was wrong. This behemoth is on 17%. No wonder you get some warmth. But it's not like, it's just drinking fortified like wine pretty much in terms of warmth. But I have very similar thoughts to this one as I had with the other one. Like, it's awesome. Loads of barrel characteristic. But because it's so much time in one barrel, it gets a lot of like really heavily aged characteristics. So to me, like, it's so fruity, raisiny, figgy. I think where the other one was it was port wine, but actually maybe more sherry-like. I think this is even more port wine because you get so much raisin and like a little bit more brightness that you can get in like, I think it's more tawny like than ruby. Actually, maybe thinking of it, might even be more Madeira wine because it's more oxidative in character. I'm getting loads of that here. Also in the other one, but like even more here because it's a rum barrel. It emphasizes like those dark fruit like crazy. There's so much intense like raisiny, pruny, figgy notes. There is caramel and toffee underlying, but because of the barrel and the time of the barrel, the emphasis on those like dark fruits are insane. It's like so intense. And it's a sipper, but it's such a joy to drink. Like, you can see why A Deal with the Devil is such an iconic barley wine. Like, although this beer is very different from the original Anchorage, or not original, let's say the modern Anchorage. I can't really compare it to the OG A Deal with the Devil, but the way they're done now with the double, triple oaks, whatever, it's quite a different beer, but it's still a really fucking great beer. I'd imagine this is a little bit of a callback to the originals, but I think they're even stronger. But so much fucking raisiny, pruny, figgy notes. There's also so much tobacco, so much molasses. There's a little bit of a savory note, almost soy sauce, lightly on the end. So oxidative, so portified, sherryfied, Madeira-fied, whatever you want to call it. I think these 48-month barrel-aged versions of A Deal with the Devil from the Tired Hands collab series, they need to be drunk reasonably fresh because they have so much aged characteristic already, but still a little bit of vibrancy, still a good amount. Then you don't want to age this for much longer. Like, if you've ever had like really old beer that's like, oh, this is starting to become a dud, there's essences of that in both this and the bourbon version. Not like loads, but if you've ever tried a beer that's been in the bottle for fucking years and then you can just like, oh, this is dead beer. Like, there's a little bit about that, like that heavily oxidative flavor and that really like right now soft umami, almost soy saucy note. I think it's almost like maybe more like Marmite, thinking of it like than soy sauce. I think this is a really successful use of rum barrels because that can also be a little bit up and down. And I'm actually thinking I might like this a little bit more than the bourbon one, just because that was so heavy on those pruny, figgy flavors. I think I'll give this like maybe a grade higher or something, or maybe just like I kind of want to give a 95, but I also kind of want to be just slightly below. But there's just something about the rum version for me that works better than the bourbon. But it's a lot of old notes, and it would be awesome to have a breath of bright, fresh beer, or bright, fresh barrel. Just like more caramel, some more toffee, more vanilla. Like, because it's been in the barrel for such a long time and such a rich beer and all that, like all those like bright, fruity, bright notes, like vanilla and the toffee and the caramel and like maybe spice and maybe like appley notes and stuff like that you can get in barley wines. They're a bit lost because of old flavor. And it was my same critique with the bourbon one. They're still fantastic fucking beers, But that it just goes to show why people blend and why the method that Anchorage is doing right now just really fucking works. But this is still dope barley wine. If I brewed it, I would be like, God, I brewed this. Like, this is fucking good shit. So in terms of grade, I might like it equally to, or maybe a little bit more. There's also a cola note on this for some reason. I'll probably decide after the fact. But I'm thinking, because there's also a good amount of beer to sip on here, and I'm not going to come back on camera after sipping on this. I can tell you that, because this is too good to leave out. But this is also something you could put a cork back in and put in the fridge, I think. And then thank God as well for the smaller format. I want to say 94, 95, something like that right now. But let's see. It's like, I'm thinking this might be early world class, and I think I might like it a bit more than the bourbon, which is fucking rare. There's just a little bit more of brightness, almost like a little bit of a coconut thing to this. I don't know if it's the rum barrel that's the reason for that, or what it is. I'm not sure. I think most people would disagree with me, though, but that's how it is. But this is like, I think most people online prefer the bourbon, and there was another variant as well than the 3 that we got in Europe, which I think was Purple Wax. That's the highest rated, but still wonderful beer. Awesome. Amazing to see beers like this in Europe. It's insane. So thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beer. If you want to try beers like this, go follow them. As I said, follow them on Untappd to be on track, because stuff like this sells out quick. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try A Deal with the Devil, between the collab between Anchorage and Tired Hands, brewed at Tired Hands, aged in Jamaican rum barrels for 48 months. Let me know what you thought of it. Crazy stuff. If you love big barley wines, this is a must. And it's a style that if you haven't acquainted yourself with, you need to. It's adult beer. It's sipping beer. But like, sipping on barley wine over a course of an evening is magic, or sharing with great friends. So yeah, if you guys had this, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. I'm going to say cheers and some delicious barley wine for Barley Wimber, and see you guys in the beer review.